good, Alexandra. How are you?
Yes, good. A bit shattered, but glad it's Thursday. Wednesday, whatever day it is, I don't even know anymore.
I know, neither do I. Oh, Dinozo's just went off. He's not there because I heard your voice there.
Ah, Dinozo.
I thought he was going to make an appearance there, but I think he's quite happy in the bed.
Is he just sitting there?
He's just sitting there. So you've had a busy week?
It has been quite busy actually. Productive, I must say, like surprisingly. Considering I'm a bit stressed at the start of the week, because like I was saying to you the other night when we chatted, I feel when everybody wants a piece of me, whether it be work, my child, my family, you with this, it overwhelms me sometimes. So it's something that I need to learn to just woosah, just chill. So a little bit overwhelming at the start of the week, and then of course the type of work that I do, there's always, and I suppose there's always problems in everybody's job, but there's always wee glitches here or there, and it's just became a little bit of a headache.
Yep.
So almost got myself a bottle of wine tonight, but I didn't.
Good for you, keeping it for the weekend.
I don't even know, actually, keeping it for my holiday. Woohoo!
Oh, good.
So
you're counting.
Trying to be good. There's not long to go now, so hopefully we won't have a nightmare at the security bit. And then of course, which is the theme this week, mum image. The packing. I've already started packing, but there's a few things that I need to sit down and write a list and then like tick it all off. Because right now it's just been sort of thrown in, and I've washed a few things. I just need to kind of iron them, although I really don't see the point in ironing before you go on holiday, because it's always a riot when you take it out, but I will iron it, and then it means when I get there I just need to kind of go over it with the crappy iron that's in the hotel.
Right. So have you got your outfit sorted for your holiday then?
I've got a couple of it's just a chill holiday really, so well, when I say chill, there's 2 kids going, so it's not going to be that chill, but it's a family holiday, so it's not like a night, nights out and stuff like that, but I've got a couple of nice wee outfits sorted for, do you remember that thing that I wore to the Little Mix concert we went to at Falkirk? So I'm going to take that and just wear a wee pair of like the cycling short type things underneath it, my nice pair of edges, so that'll be one night. And I actually bought that in Spain the last time I was in Spain, so that'll be one night. But I mean, the hotel's got 5 pools, 5 different restaurants, so we'll probably just like try all of them, I would imagine. But no, I've got most of my outfits. The only thing I don't know yet is what I'm wearing to the airport. What I can tell you is I will not be wearing what I used to wear going to airports, like my jewellery and my earrings and my belts and my this and my that, when it was just me and I was trotting through the airport, without a care in the world, because that was my life. Because I cannot be arsed with the dressing and undressing and redressing shenanigans, so it will be very, very simple. Very simple. But that's that. Your week been good?
I don't even know what day of the week it is, so I think it's been all right.
One of those weeks, it's kind of flown by.
It has been. I couldn't believe it rain actually, and then I thought back, when was the last time we actually had rain? So now I'm a bit, when can I paint my new fence? Because I had to wait in the 2 weeks for it to dry out so I could paint it, and now it's rained again. I need to wait 2 weeks again before I can paint it, so I'm not actually too sure. But I just wanted to give a big thank you to everybody, because I don't think we've thanked people since the last podcast when we hit 500 listeners. Because we only briefly put it on the stories, so I think and on both our parts, thanks very much. It's amazing actually, like we've only done 6 episodes and we've hit 500 listeners, and it still baffles me that we've hit that in such a short space of time. But we must be doing something right for once in my life, Alexandra, that 500 people have wanted to listen to us, and it's not just in Glasgow. There's people actually from all around the world, which
I know, actually there is, like Austin, Texas and all that, so that's pretty cool.
Which is pretty
and there was someone from Germany the other day. And that's good.
I know that
I don't know how they understand us.
I know, well, there's one, I think there's a couple in Dubai, and I hope that one of them's my primary school pal, Alana, and I hope there's somebody in Australia, I'm sure, and that's hopefully my other childhood pal, Lorna. So I hope it's they too. And I'm sure I'm sure they'll message me and let me know that it is them. But other than that, like you just don't know who else these people are. So so a big thank you to everybody, and especially the ones from around the world. So so mum image to us is a topic that we always laugh at, because it doesn't always mean mum to us, it just means our image in general is on one scale and on another, as in Alexandra would say mine's is not on a scale at all, mine's is like scale. I remember Ab Fab, so Alexandra would be like Joanna Lumley, right, and I would be Jennifer Saunders, or even, you know, how our PA.
Oh God.
Right, that is the extremes that you would get, right? So you would have Joanna Lumley, and then you would have Jennifer Saunders. No, was it Jennifer Saunders?
French and Saunders.
No. Yeah, it was Jennifer Saunders. Yeah, it wasn't Dove Dash.
No.
Saunders or the PA. It was a mixture of their two styles, which was me. So, and as you'll have seen from my mum uniform posts and reels through the week, I'm not drab in my attire when I go out with the kids, and that's because I don't like to be drab, and even when I go into my work, like people go like, oh my God, you're always so colourful, and if I do on the rare occasion wear a black dress to work, they go, who's died? And I'm like, no, I've actually got a meeting, like, and that, you know what I mean? So so it's well known that I'm like, they go, what's wrong, like if I am in black? And so yes, I do like to be colourful, but two, I always wear colours when I'm out with the kids, because if we're in the park or we're in the soft play and it's busy, I like the kids to be able to see me, and vice versa. So the kids are always in really bright colours so that I can see them as well. So so it's a sort of win-win. And my mum always says to Neve, does your mum never embarrass you by the way she dresses? And Neve's like, no. and hats off to Neve, do you know what I mean? Because Neve could. I mean,
well, hats off to you, because you don't care. You don't give a... See, that day you came into my work with my birthday presents and you had your canary yellow duck leggings or something like that on.
They're seagulls, but yes.
All right, okay, seagulls then.
I
don't know what's worse, but anyway. And then you had like a big, one of your signature hairband things in and stuff, and it might have been that one, lemons. Right.
Yeah, my lemons, yeah.
Now, I did not bat an eyelid when I seen you. I was just like, oh, hi, blah, blah, talking away. And then when you left, one of my workmates, a guy that I work with, he's really funny. He's got great one-liners. He just kind of popped his head out and he's like, who's that? I was like, that's Shona, that's my best friend. He's like, it's on my tyre, by the way. I went, like totally, you know,
totally blinded.
He's totally blinded. And I just laughed and I was like, I know. I was like, that's just how she is. She makes absolutely zero apologies for it, because that's who she is. Yeah. And we wouldn't have you any other way. No. You'd always see you.
Yep. And I mean, you just need to look at our profile picture, and there I am as a baby with a dummy in my mouth. And that was a full romper suit, and the arse was actually hanging out the back of it. But I mean, I did have gold Lemmy hot pads on underneath that, and I did the exact same for my cousin's baby shower, and they had the baby surname on the back of it as well. And I know, I mean, and people will make comments at my leggings and that, they're lovely, blah, blah, blah. And probably behind my back when I walk away going, oh my God, did you see the fucking nick of her? But I mean...
But who cares?
it's not my problem. It's their problem. And
absolutely.
I mean, and people need to realise that. See, if someone's got a problem with you, it's their problem. It's not your problem.
Absolutely.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
100%.
So I was even talking to this, I was talking to Kirsty, who done my teeth in Platino Blanco, and I was telling her that we're going to do mum image, and how we do see these mums, like you always see the mums at the park and they've got the white outfit on, the immaculate hair, the immaculate makeup and black. She went like me, and she was the most glamorous beauty therapist I've ever seen in my life. I'm no kidding. And
really?
and like there's no way like I wouldn't have put her in a park in what she was wearing. But as soon as she said that, I was like,
you placed her right there.
Yeah. I'm like, no, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, like that is like what you wear the now and how you look is how you look in your mummy duty as well. And I was like that's just like a pure vision to me. Like that would be on a vision board to me, and one that I would never ever achieve. And I'm like, that's just not realistic to me. Hats off to all the mums that do that. And see, with Eve, see, sometimes I would do that because I had all the time in the world, and I took that for granted, like to make that effort to do that.
Aye.
Now, nah.
What chance have you got? I mean, I find it more tough the older mine's has got.
Yes.
And the more I've got to be places and do things with him.
Because he's not doing what he's told, probably.
Well, right now he's at a stage where I can't really rely on him to be brushing his teeth when he's in the bathroom. He could be standing with the electric toothbrush just going, I have to actually be there and make sure that he does it. The same goes for what my granny used to call a coos lick in the morning. You'd go and wash your face, and you'd come out within 2 seconds, and she says, you never washed your face? Yes, I did. Well, it must have been a coos lick, get back in. And this is what I have to do every morning. And then we've also got the problem with technology and stuff like that, and I just find myself constantly running around in circles trying to get myself ready. And the big thing for me at the moment is there's not, I think really with lockdown, I mean, I changed jobs during lockdown, well, when the first lockdown kind of opened back up again, but I was completely zero facing, and I'm still probably 90 to 95% of the time zero customer facing, apart from the odd footfall that we get. So right now there's not much of a difference between my attire generally, like running about and going to work. Like I'll always try and make sure my hair's clean at least. Yeah. You know, and I'll always put a wee bit of a face on or whatever, but that's something that I need to actively make an effort for again, because again I'm really either all very like formal or I'm completely casual. There's not really much in between. And talking about face, so I mentioned that I went to Platino Blanco during the week and I got my teeth done, and we've both had our teeth professionally whitened a long time ago. We went to the dentist, we got our mould, we did all the teeth bleaching and all that. We done it through the dentist. It cost us an absolute fortune, and that's when obviously we had money before kids and all the rest. Well, I did mine in Dubai.
But I mean, we got it done like when they sent away the moulds and they do all that and like they're made for your teeth and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then I had been following her for over a year just to obviously see the results and all that kind of stuff, and it was perfectly legal and blah blah blah, and I did the review and it's up, and I went and get them done, and that's the first time I had my teeth professionally whitened again in years, right?
I know, I've not done it either at all. Like 2010 I think it was, so it's that 12 years ago. That's not too bad. They don't look too bad.
I mean, yours are pretty good.
But I'm seriously thinking about going to there to get it.
You should. I mean, the whole process is up there. But obviously, for honesty's sake, sake for obviously the listeners and stuff, and we are, like we've always said, that we'll be totally honest with you and we're real maws, and it's not through vanity we've done this, it's through because we've looked at ourselves and thought, fuck, we're haggard, we need to do something. And we've had we've either had the money, or we've just thought, you know, personally for me it's because I've went, I want to try that, I want to see if it actually works for me. And I was really bad with migraines, so was Alexandra, and Alexandra got it done for migraines at the time, and it worked for her. And the first time I got Botox done, I done it out of pure vanity, and it looked like Just Go With It, like, you know how that film where they're at that Botox party and they're like pure, totally like that. That's what my first Botox experience was like. But my second Botox experience, and it was because my migraines were so bad, it was Secret Smiles that you had recommended to me. And that was a year ago. And then...
Well, it was a year ago that I first ever got, so I was 39.
Yeah.
Over 39.
And then, and it's like, needing
oh yeah, I know, I'm needing too, but I'm going on holiday, so I'm going to get back.
And I get my lips done.
Oh, I've never had that. That's the only thing I've ever done.
I can't even remember when I get my lips done, but my lips were so subtly done, and it was only just filled out, and it was only because I did notice they were starting to thin a bit. And when you're 40, you do start, your lips do start to thin, obviously, because the collagen and all that starts going. And
another friend of mine just got it done as well, and hers bruised really badly, like she was really badly bruised. And I was like, well, I'm too frightened. I'm just too frightened. I went for my first consultation for Botox at Secret Smiles about 4 years ago. And I was like, I'm definitely going to book in to do it. I'm going to book, so I was 36 and a half. And I was like, I'm definitely going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. And then I was like, oh, no. And then COVID hit. And I didn't. So it was and then I got it done a year ago. So it was really it was 3 years it took me to pluck up the courage to actually go. I'm terrified. I'm not terrified of needles because I've been a pincushion for needles practically my whole life. But I'm just terrified that something's going to go drastically wrong with my face, and I think I would kill myself.
Well, and you're not saying that lightly.
No. I know, I don't mean it. I don't really mean it lightly. It's as if I'm making a joke of something, and I don't mean to, because there's probably people out there who have had major catastrophes, right, and they have been suicidal and whatever. But I'm too frightened that could be me, because I'm just, my face isn't that bad. It's not that. It's not the worst face I've ever seen for a 40-year-old. You know. I'm just terrified. It's not vanity. It's just pure fear.
I know. Well, I mean, Nicola Mia Strada is the only person that she's done my eyebrows forever, and it's just a wax and tint. And she did my lips, and I'm going into her for a consultation for sculpting, and it's just round here, and that's because you're obviously starting to get jowly and all that kind of stuff, and it's something, because I don't want to do a facelift or anything like that when I'm older, so this is like the next best thing. I couldn't ever do the threads that they do.
No.
Oh, I couldn't do
I see these things and they just give me the fear. They give me the absolute fear.
It makes me feel sick, so I need to skip past these stories.
I don't like them at all, and I just don't like them. But I think, what is it, like non-invasive surgery or something like that?
But no.
So what do they do then? Is it just basically going to get like a redefinition of your jawline?
Redefinition, yeah. So it's a redefinition basically, so it's a filler. So I don't really know how the thing works. So hopefully, like, there's videos, she does videos and all that on it, but yeah.
I know, I've seen videos of these things. Like, a lot of guys get it done to have that chiseled look.
Yes, so she does a lot of male clients. Yes, you've got that. I've got
that kind of a, not square, but it's like, I've got quite prominent.
Yeah, you've got quite prominent features.
A big masculine face, a big masculine jaw. Well, at least I'll not need to spend any money on it when it's a trend.
That's it. And then that's where it's going. But with trends and mothers, so you see there's a gym trend, I suppose, like when you're going to school run, you see the gym trend, right?
That's me if I'm not working.
Right. And I think I mentioned to you about a book, and it was the Little Miss book.
Oh no.
And it was a Little Miss book that I got on Mother's Day, and it was about a mum. She's a Little Miss mum or whatever, and she sees all these perfect mums every single day. The mums that go for the coffees, and the mums that go for, they've got the gym stuff on, and the mums that are on the phone and they're dressed in the pure work stuff and all that kind of stuff, and she's not got her shit together at all, and she feels like a pure failure and blah blah blah, and she goes home straight after she's dropped the kids off, and then over like a wee period of time she starts talking to the gym mum, and the gym mum's like, I don't go to the gym. She's like, this is just what I fling on to like drop the veins off, and then I go back up the road. And she's like, I thought you went to Pilates and yoga. And she's like, oh God, no, I can't even touch my toes kind of thing. She's like, oh, all right. And then she talks to the other mum who was on her phone, and she was dressed all in a work clothes and all that. And she was like, oh no, I was going to a funeral that day and I was just on Instagram scrolling. And she's like, all right, okay. She's like that. No, I'm a stay-at-home mum. I don't do anything. She's like, all right, okay. And then the other mum who she thought had all her shit together, it worked out that was just something else as well. So how she perceived all these mums actually wasn't what they were like at all. But she had been sitting for weeks and weeks and weeks thinking that all these mums had all these amazing things, and yet
it's just perception. It's the outside perception, and it could be it may well be an intentional perception that the person wants to give. It could be a completely unintentional perception that the person wants to give or receive. But it's just a fine example of not everything is not everything that you see is actually.
Yeah. So for example, see when I was drinking, see absolutely everything in the house was always perfect. Like Neve's uniforms were always done, our lunch was always done, like she was always fed. To the outside world, my life was in complete control. Do you know what I mean? Like there was nothing out of place in my life to the outside world. Like if anybody came into my house, there was nothing out of place, there was nothing, like you would never think there was a problem. Do you know what I mean? If I was down at that school, like people's perception of me as a mum, they would never have thought like there was anything wrong. There was, do you know what I mean? That is because A, alcoholics hide it, and B, that is what you have to do, like to make sure that obviously nobody thinks that or whatever, and that's just what you do. And now obviously, like if you came to my house, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what you're going to get. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I've got toddlers, I've got twins, I've got a dog, I've got a budgie, and I've got a 16-year-old lassie. There's absolutely no chance you're coming into this house. I'm not even going to lie, I don't even know if I've got fresh milk in the fridge, because the boys don't drink it. The only person that has milk is Neve if and when she has a bowl of cereal, and if my mum is coming up for a coffee. And my mum comes up Monday to Friday. So if you come at the weekend, it's a 50-50. Do you know what I mean? You either have your coffee, your tea black, or you go to the shop and buy milk.
Well, I don't even have a full length mirror.
That's right. And
so
I couldn't believe that.
Know what I look like when I walk out that door every day.
See,
that's the God's honest truth.
I couldn't believe you said that. Genuinely couldn't believe you said that.
I didn't mean, I thought I had commented as myself, and then I realised I'd commented from the podcast. So I was like, oh, I should have signed that off as myself. But no,
we actually got a lot of likes on that. So there's a lot of people out there that actually don't. And I have two, but they're behind a desk and they're behind a chest of drawers. So if I want to look in a full-length mirror, I need to actually pull them out of the desk. Or
you know, I've been threatening for ages. I used to have a bigger mirror in my hall. In fact, I didn't. That's a lie. When I first ever moved into this flat, like 6 and a bit years ago, my cousin gave me a mirror that he had. It was a big long, like, rectangular glass mirror, and I was like, "Oh,
it was glass,
no, but you know what I mean. It didn't have a frame; it had a glass frame, so it's like a big chunky thing. It doesn't have like a wooden frame or anything like that. It's just complete glass,
right?
But it's really heavy." And I was like, "Oh, I'll put that up in my hall." Anyway, I didn't put it up in the hall. I put it in the cupboard,
right?
And so only sometimes when I've got a night out or something like that, does that bigger mirror, it's not even full length, by the way. Right. I'll need to measure it, I don't know, but and I have to sit it. This is terrible. It sounds like I don't know what kind of flat I'm in, but I have to, if I want to look in it and try and see like what my feet look like or whatever, with
an angle, don't you?
I have to put it at an angle, or if I want to see like my bottom half, and then if I want to see my top half and kind of overall, like looking in it like that, and lift your feet up, I have to sit it on top of the radiator. But I do not have a full length mirror in my house, so that only comes out, by the way, from going a night out, which is what, twice a year.
Or send me a picture of an outfit.
Or send me a picture of an outfit. Yes, aye.
Well, that
was in my sociable days. But no, I actually do not, and I've threatened to buy one for years and years, and I'm like, I don't know where I would put it. I honestly don't know where I would put it, because the walls aren't really the best at hanging heavy things like that, and if I left it on the floor at an angle, it would get smashed by a football or something. So no, I don't want to fall out with him any more than I already have when he broke my telly. So yes, I don't have a full length mirror in the house at all, and it's disgraceful.
And what about your makeup routine then?
Makeup routine, morning, that gets done in the kitchen every morning.
And do you put makeup on every single day?
No, not at the weekends, unless I'm going out somewhere and there's a chance I'm going to bump into every Tom, Dick and Harry, but most of the time I don't give two hoots anymore. I'll go out completely fresh faced. I've actually got a big spot on my chin today, and it's been there for a couple of days. So I've been treating it with Elizabeth Arden, and it's gone down and down and down, and it's getting away. But there would have been a time that would have stopped me
going out.
Oh, aye, or being seen with it, absolutely. Right. But now I'm just like that. I don't care. My hair's up half the time. I don't even know what length it is. I've got the hairdressers next week. Thanks, Russell. And my hair's up half the time these days. But again, I'm still not back into the full blown swing of things when it comes to being face to face with people, and constantly having meetings or whatever else like I used to have. So that's not all in full swing yet. So I really don't actually have to. Do you know what I mean? And I don't really care about what I look like taking my child to the school. As long as I'm dressed and I look semi-presentable, which I do majority of the time, then I'm fine. There's only one thing, like I've done the gym mum school run like a lot, and I've done the professional mum walk to school like a lot with my dresses or whatever on, and those are the days that you feel fabulous because you've made it. But there's only one thing that I've never ever done, and I don't know if you've done it.
I know what you're going to say.
What?
Jammies.
I've never done the school run in my pajamas.
My jammies are on under my joggies.
Well, I know people who do this, but I just couldn't. I need to get up and get ready in the morning and at least have a fresh face. And even if I don't put foundation or anything like that on, I'll put on just like a primer and stuff like that, with a wee bit of, that has to get done every day. But then that was the reason why I got my eyebrows done. was to stop me from doing that in the morning as well. Plus, so my top up for those after my holiday as well. So, and it's good because it's only around the corner in Clinica Medica.
Where's that?
So, Crow Roads, just across from the retail park.
What? Don't know that.
Across from McDonald's.
Right, okay.
On
and then
Crow
you were
Roads.
talking about your hair. So are you quite pragmatic in the sense that you are your 6-week cut and blow dry?
Yes.
Yeah, you still do a 6-week cut and blow dry?
Yep, I've not had my hair cut for... I have not had my hair cut. Well, by the time I get it cut, it'll probably be 7 weeks, so it's really needing it done.
Right.
Been doing a lot of wee brushing and touching up and things like that.
I'll wait until like...
No, but I'm taller than most people, especially when I've got my heels on, so they don't really see my roots. Do you know what I mean? But, so like I can get away with, so a lot of people are like, oh, I need to get my roots done every 4 weeks. I can do mine every 6 or 7 weeks because...
So you get a cut and colour every 6 weeks?
Generally, aye.
See, I can't even remember the last time I get my hair coloured, and I box dye my hair.
No.
Aye, no. See, I box dye my hair. Can't remember the last time I box dyed it, and I just get my hair cut there. And I even said to my hairdresser, I was like, Sharon, I can't even remember the last time I was in. She's like, nah, neither can I, because the last time you were meant to be in, the boys took no well again. So but then I rescheduled for the boys and I couldn't get in. So I think at that point,
swings and roundabouts.
I know, I think at that point, this bit I could just turn with the straighteners. So I don't know, maybe 4 months ago or something.
I couldn't, no. My hair won't sit right. I just won't feel nice with it if it doesn't get...
But I'm always in my bands. And do you know, it's so funny, right? Because obviously I'm always in these bands, right? And they don't show up in the green screen. And I wore my bands in the very first episode. And Craig and Neve told me to take them off because obviously they interfere with the green screen, right? But I've got 10 of these, right? So I've got practically one for each day of the week and extras, right? And I'll wear them every single day. So I don't know what my hair looks like. Well, I do know what my hair looks like when I come on a podcast, but that's like 5 minutes before the podcast, right? And or when it's done, if I'm going on a night out, and then I go, fuck, it needs actually coloured, but it'll just need to do. And there's a famous, she's not famous, but she's an Insta hun, and she was going through Costa or whatever, and they said to her, oh, you going anywhere nice today? And she's like, no. She's like, that I've got my makeup band in. She's like, I'm going nowhere with this in. And I was like, hold the bus hen, that's my uniform. And you know how that way she was like, I mean, I wouldn't be seen dead in one of them, and I go like, I mean, I'm like, excuse me, I'd go on a night out with one of them on. What are you talking about? I mean, honestly, I picked them religiously for their colours and patterns to go with my outfits, and she's talking about not even wearing it to go on a picnic. You know what I mean? So it just shows you how people's taste is completely different.
I know.
But talking about taste, we got a lovely message from one of our listeners about mum image, and she just says she became a mum at 24 and she's nearly 40. So her style's changed throughout that time, and she's never really conformed to a certain style. She's just worn what she feels comfortable in. And as a mum, you do need to think about comfort a lot, especially when you've got toddlers running about. She's got 3 kids and her size is yo-yoed over the years. Since lockdown, she's put on a wee bit of weight, haven't we all? But she wears what she's more comfortable in now, rather than she wears what she's more comfortable in and what more suits her shape. So she is an edit influencer. for Marks and Spencer's, which is a job title I had never heard of, but which is amazing. And I think M&S have really stepped up their game over
they have.
Peruna and Autograph.
Yeah.
My mum used to take us into Marks and Spencer's when we were wee, and I was always like, this is an old woman's shop, and now I'm buying it at Marks and Spencer's, so there's a lot, doesn't it? So I know, so she obviously wears a lot of their clothes, and her best tip would definitely be, if you have time, try clothes on, because your shape might have changed throughout the years, and you never know what you think won't look good on you, so you might actually surprise yourself. She's helped a lot of ladies in store find outfits that they would never have tried on before, and that actually goes for colour as well. So I remember watching a lot of Gokwan back in the day, what not to wear, and I honestly was dreading them ever coming to me like we use, putting me up for that programme, and like saying, do you know who's nominated you? And I was like, aye, I fucking know who's nominated me, and actually dreading ever being on that programme, because like they would have put me on it. But one of the things was colours. Don't be afraid to try colours.
No, definitely not. I mean, I was predominantly always
beiges and whites and
whites and blacks. And even at the beginning, when I first was a mum, you know, I was lucky enough that I could still fit into all my clothes immediately after having my child. And so, you know, I loved a white jean, you know, how I'm known for the white trousers and the white jeans and everything else. I don't really wear that kind of stuff that much anymore. No. In fact, I'm actually thinking that I'm just going to start cutting out the old skinny jeans completely. They just don't make me feel comfortable anymore. And it's just, I think it's just a shape thing. I think it's just it's just, and also I think it's an age thing. It's different if wearing a nice, you know, pair of heels or something like that and a nice top. And I used to always want to show my bum, not always want to show my bum off, but I used to always want to like be okay with my bum being like wearing a shorter top and my bum being kind of on display, if you like, because I quite like my bum. But now I don't. So it's like big long floaty things that need to go over. And I'm still only like a size 10 to a 12. I'm not massive or anything. But I think your shape just changes, and trying to adjust to what kind of clothes to wear to accommodate your new shape. Yeah. What's going to flatter your new shape. And then obviously your age as well. Like, is that age appropriate anymore? Is that mum appropriate? Do you know, even if you're on a night out and your kid's not with you, it's like, but I've always been quite a modest dresser anyway.
Yeah, you have.
So I'm not, but then I probably will look back now that I'm of the age where it's like, no way, I could never wear that because I'm 40. I probably look back and go, I had the legs for that 10, 20 years ago. Why did I not bloody wear it? Why did I not show my pins off more? Do you know what I mean? But it just wasn't.
She'll never say that to me, as in she'll never come to me and say that, because I'll just not listen to her. So she'll still see me with a miniskirt on in the summer, and she'll go, for fuck's sake.
No, so I really struggle with that, but I don't know why. I just don't know why. But so, and the same goes for like the wee fella. He's got Nikes and stuff like that, football and whatever else, but nursery gear when he was younger, next, because the sizes were okay for him, and it was reasonably priced at the time, I would say, to clothe your toddler in their clothes. Now that he's older and he's only 8 but wearing age 12 and stuff like that, things are more expensive. He has had the odd designer thing over the years, but not very many. Yeah, not very many at all. He'll wear like sports brands because he's at that age when he's playing football and he's wanting to kick about, and Nike and stuff like that. But other than that, it's like, you know, Next and something, and Marks and Spencer's for like school stuff and whatever else. So yep. But that can be a whole other themed podcast, I think. Probably.
Yeah, no, it can. Like, mum image doesn't necessarily just come.
Oh no,
It can go into your house as well. Do you know what I mean? And
your house, your kids, it's a major reflection on you, I think.
And your shopping, like even where you shop, do your shopping, and like your brands. Like, do you buy Kellogg's or do you buy store brand?
One of my other friends, she's got three boys, and she's always been a Marks and Spencer's or a Waitrose, and then she started going to Asda, and she actually phoned me today, and she went, "How the fuck can I go into Aldi?" Like, I don't know how many times in her life she's ever been at like Aldi or anything like that. And she's like, "How can I go into Aldi and not get any meals?" I didn't even go down the middle aisles because I said to her, "Don't go down the middle aisles. Skip the middle aisles and you'll save money." And she was like 120 quid or something like that today. And she went, "I was only in Sainsbury's yesterday getting bits and bobs, and now I've went in," and she just spent so much. But she's got 3 boys and a husband, and a dog. So, but I was laughing at her because she's like, "How can I go into Aldi's?" Like, as if you told me this would be cheaper for me. And I'm still spending the same amount of money. And I was like, well.
But she probably get more.
I think she definitely would have got more.
Yep.
She definitely would have got more. The main thing was, I said to her, "Have you got any meals? Have you got a few meals out of that 120 quid or whatever it was you spent? Have you got some meals?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I've definitely got meals." I said, "Well, normally if you go somewhere and you spend money like that, it's all snacks and stuff, because the kids' snacks take up a hell of a lot of the." I stopped buying them all.
Yep, that's what me and my hairdresser were talking about. It's all school snacks. Like when you go on a Sunday and you get the snacks in for the lunches, and it's as she said to her wee boy, "I want the same as so and so."
I know.
And that's it. And she says, "You don't even eat that." And it's because they've seen it like a so-and-so's packed lunchbox or so-and-so's packed lunchbox. And then they're like, "How much?" You know what I mean? And then, but if that's what they want and that's what they eat, or they're picky or whatever, then you're sort of snookered, you know what I mean? So,
you do it anyway, don't you? You do.
Of course we do. Of course we do. But we're conscious of time this week, since we've been talking the ears off yous for the past couple of weeks. So we'll just wind up with the National Day.
Yes.
But sorry, I'll just give you the top hashtag for mum, because you know how we just said it was mum image. So the hashtag for mum image was only 2 posts, believe it or not.
Really?
Right.
Were they ours?
I don't know, maybe. But hashtag real mum style was the top one, and that was 254,878 posts.
That's still not
it's still quite low, isn't it? Because the next one after that was hashtag style like a mother.
All right, that's quite. I think mum image is better. We have to get that viral.
I know. So, but with only 2 posts, I was really quite. It took me a couple of times because I was like, "Am I spelling that right?" But there you go. So, so moving on to the National Day, and Friday is Making Life Beautiful Day. So we do like a wee Make Life Beautiful Day. Every day should be beautiful, but it was only recognised in 2015 after a submission from a Prairie Beauty. Do you know that beauty brand?
What's it?
APRIORI.
A Poir or something like that?
Maybe. But they made a submission in 2015 to the national calendar to recognise the people who are at the forefront of making life beautiful. On 2009, they launched their mission to help men and women look and feel beautiful through their internal and external approach to beauty.
Right, okay.
So that was it. It was made a national day. We're going to look at it from a different point and pick up on it from an art perspective, only because Alexandra's wee boy, obviously a few weeks ago, was picked to have his work shown in the gallery in London over the summer. So we had a look on Instagram and we identified 3 Scottish women artists who basically stood out for us, that we wanted to promote, and just thought their work was a bit different. One of them's very local to us, actually, and we are going to be working with her in the future on something. So a big shout out to Michelle for that. We're really looking forward to that, Michelle, so thank you. So we in True Spirit are going to put a montage together of their work that they have been doing, but they are Shona Kamak, and she's a painter of wild places in Scotland. Her paintings, she transposes them into cards, and they're available in the Braemar Gallery. Ellie's Palette UK, she's 20 years old. She hand paints wood slices and does quirky items. She's a wildlife and pet artist.
That's great.
Honestly, our work is amazing. Our strokes are phenomenal, and it's great. Like, see, for quirky gifts and all that, it'd be brilliant. And Michelle Hines is our most local artist, and she paints iconic places in Scotland, but she's been around the world, and she's got some amazing stories to tell us. So she will be featured on our podcast at some point as well, I'm sure. And for those of you who know Celinos in Partick, she has painted Celinos in Partick. She's painted the University Cafe,
the Duck Club.
She's
Russell Cowie hairdressing.
She's painted
quite a lot of local buildings, and
the West End of Glasgow, definitely.
Absolutely. Our own Etsy shop and everything like that. We can see it all, but we'll put all these things up, and we will be collaborating on a couple of special things going forward with them. So keep your ears open and your eyes peeled for the new posts. They'll be coming on our socials.
Yes, definitely. They've all got websites and Etsy stores that you can have a wee nosy in. So we will be putting a montage YouTube up of their work at some point, so obviously we'll be putting that on our stories, so just make sure you look out for that. And that just takes us on to the next podcast. So the next podcast will be aired on the 24th of June, and it is about holiday stress, so it'll be a bit different in how we do this one. It's holiday stress, so it'll be very different how we do this one, because we will be in the throes of getting organised.
Or on holiday.
I think it's a bit of a mixture of lastminute.com, or as Peter Kay would say it, booked it, packed it, fucked off. So
we'll try our best to make it what's the word I'm looking for? Listenable?
As listenable, as de-stressful as possible for those of you who are
no horror stories.
Definitely no horror stories, but maybe some childhood stories about holidays. Maybe that might be quite funny. Me and Craig from Ticking Over are going to do a holiday vlog, blog, something or other.
I'll try and do the same, but you know me, I'm really quite and also I quite like to try and be present.
I know.
always like being on my phone, and
Yeah.
I don't like it when everything seems to always has to be documented.
Yeah.
So I will try and at least
Aye.
send even wee snaps and stuff like that, and do wee small posts and stuff while I'm away, maybe videos or whatever. But
we're doing it from another perspective of purely an affordability point of view, to see if staying at home, as in the UK, is
vacation, is it? Oh yes,
yeah,
if it's any
cheaper than actually going abroad. So we're doing it from that perspective. But more of that to come in the next podcast. But until then, I think all we can say is wear what the fuck you want to wear. Don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. And
you can have your, messy bun. You can have no makeup on.
Wear your jammies doing the school done.
No, please don't wear your jammies. If you are going to wear your jammies, make sure they're under your jeans or something like that. But no, the jammies thing just doesn't sit right with me. But
it
anyway,
doesn't sit right
who
with
am
her.
I?
But who are you exactly? Where's your house?
Who am I? You're Goonie.
Aye.
Good Scottish Goonie.
But see, but do you know what I've got to say to you, Alexandra? That's your problem. That's not your problem.
Well, you're right.
I know.
It's just something
often
that people catch me doing.
I know. But see,
and I ain't fucking sorry about it.
No, exactly. You're right. I'm right. We're all right.
Exactly. We're all right.
But until the next time, thanks again, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you in a fortnight.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Mum.